what's up guys, I'm Chex Undead. I thought I'd go ahead and do an update video on my EDC/get home bag. Briefly kind of explain what that means basically. This is a bag that I carry with me every day. So there's some stuff in here that I can use daily. And then it's also a get home bag. So in the event of a, SHTF, Red Dawn, whatever situation, scenario, what have you, that is going on, I have enough stuff that I can last about 48 to 72 hours to be able to get home. This is also, keep in mind, this is not a bug out bag. This is not a, I'm going into the woods to hide and do things. This is a, I may be in or around cities and towns, so I can kind of work off that stuff a little bit while trying to get home. So I have a canteen. Now, granted, this has like paint and stuff on it. I recommend getting silver, like stainless steel canteens. I actually have some of those. I finally got Amazon affiliate links, so you can find all of these products in the description below. If you're interested in any of these, I highly recommend them. But yeah, I recommend one that does not have like paint or anything on it. That way, if you need to boil water, you can do that. Like I said though, for the most part, the idea of this kit is that I'm in and around cities, so I do typically carry like water bottles with me or whatever when I'm going and doing stuff. Like I'll bring like a big old like smart water or something like that. Things that I've updated since my last video, I have put some magazine pouches on the outside of this here. There's a flap that typically would be over this for like EDC carry, so that way other people don't see a bunch of magazines on your backpack and freak out possibly or whatever. So during the day, there's these zippers on the side. You pull the flap up. It can even tuck up in here so that most people don't even know that there's a flap there. You can literally kind of just like pull it open. There's a pouch down here, stuff it up in there, close it up, and it stays nice and snug. Then you have access to whatever items that you decide to put on the outside here. It can also be used as like a helmet case if you're using this as like an assaulter pack or whatever. I don't really recommend this as an assaulter pack though, to be honest. It doesn't ergonomically fit comfortably enough for that. Even when you're wearing, especially when you're wearing like a plate carrier, I should say. This is definitely more like a hiking or EDC kind of bag. That being said, that's exactly what I'm using it for. Oh, but I was gonna say actually, so you can, you put like a helmet in here if you wanted to. And there's these little like hook things or whatever. Like I said, I don't really recommend it for that kind of purpose anyway. The reason that I have the magazines here for the rifle are, it's not a rifle, it's an AR pistol. It's an MCX AR pistol, the Umbrella Special version that I have. This does fit really nice in there. If you fold that up, it's pretty snug. You can still fit a lot more stuff in there. Most of this stuff fits in like different compartments. I'm not putting it all in the big main compartment. So I do actually have a fair amount of space left over in there for other stuff if I wanted to. That kind of goes into the idea of like, I'm in and around cities. So if I needed to get like extra water, extra snacks or food, whatever that I needed to be able to stuff in here, I have plenty of space for that as well. The belt is not always part of my EDC. I don't put this in a backpack. I do sometimes carry it with me, like in my car though, or wherever I'm going in different ways. I'll go into this a little bit more at the end of the video, but for now, let's go ahead and jump into all the stuff that I've got on the table here. So for starting out, let's go over like the fire starters and things like that I've got. I carry a bunch of lighters with me, not just because lighters are obviously good to have because it's an immediate, easy use or source of fire, but even if you run out of the gas on these, you've still got the flint that you can or not flint, but the sparker, whatever it's called on the lighter. I forget what the actual term is on a big lighter, but you can essentially still get a spark off of those. So those are still really good to have. These are some cheap flint and steel kits. I don't really recommend these, so I don't think I put the link for these in the description. There are better ones out there. I'm gonna later maybe make like a test video going over those and find one that I can actually really recommend. But those are just kind of there to show off for those purposes. The other thing that I've got here is these UCO waterproof matches. These things are amazing. I'm not even joking. Just to test one of these one day, I didn't get it on videos years ago. I did take one of these out and light it just to see like how windproof, waterproof, you know, all that stuff it was. I had fire retardant boots. I tried to stomp it out and step on it to put the fire out. It melted my boot. And it didn't go out. So these things are wicked. I highly recommend these. These are probably one of my favorite things, honestly, to have. I highly recommend these. Like I said, link in the description. These are definitely like the most useful thing probably that I have for fire starters over here. Moving on from fire starters, let's go ahead and go into the food and food prep stuff that I've got. I do carry a jet boil with me, strictly just to boil water. You don't put the food in the jet boil to cook it. You keep it in the bag. You just use this to boil your water, and then you pour it into your bag with the appropriate amount of water that you need. There's a little thing to measure in here, how much water you can boil, like total. I think you can do a little more. Just use with caution. Also, even though I've got 2 different jet boil canisters here on the table, you don't have to use just jet boil. You can use any propane out there. I've used a couple different brands with this. They all work just the same. They all work just fine. It's all the same stuff. I'm just showing these off because it's Jetboil brand and I have a few of these. These nice little small ones though are really cool because depending on what size, like for mine, I can fit this right inside of here, and that's typically how I carry it with some of the other stuff inside here. Just so it saves some more space for me, and it makes it really convenient, and it also makes me feel a little bit safer not having a bottle of propane that's like rubbing around, you know, sloshing around in my bag, possibly getting poked and prodded by God knows what, and you know, who knows what happens in my backpack or my back with my spine. For food items, I carry pretty much only Mountain House meals just because they're something that I can find everywhere. They're pretty good. I've eaten a few different meals from these guys. I've had the breakfast skillet one that I've got here. I also recently just tried the spicy Southwest. I've got a video showing off how to use the jet boil, where I also taste test the spicy Southwest one just to kind of show you guys that I have eaten these, and I am willing to recommend these products because I have tested them and tasted them myself. I'm not just gonna say, hey, go eat this thing. Yeah, it's survival food. No, I have actually eaten this stuff camping and things like that. So these are pretty good. They're not gonna be the best for your gut. I will say you might get constipated after eating these. Depends how strong your stomach is. This one was pretty spicy though, so I didn't get constipated. I had the opposite problem from it. That's another story. Anyway, and then this one's really old. I don't know if they actually sell this one anymore. I got this at a Cabela's like 8 years ago, and for some reason it's the one that I've never eaten. I think it might actually become like a collector's item for me, just because I've never seen it again. At least with this bag, it's like an old bag. They don't make like this anymore, but I still like to carry it with me because it's Italian style pepper steak with rice and tomatoes, and that sounds really good to me. So I keep it in my backpack anyway, because I know if I was in a get home emergency situation, this is definitely gonna boost my mood some, having some kind of like pepper steak whatever meal. Since we're talking about food, I'm sure you've seen the little canteen here that I have on the table. I do keep a little canteen with me in my backpack just in case as well, for entertainment and mood boosting purposes. I forget what I put in here though. I think it's probably some Jack Daniels because that's my like drink of choice, to be totally honest. I can either mix it with a soda if I'm carrying one, because I also usually carry some sodas in my backpack. I know that's not healthy. I know it's not like an emergency thing, but I really like soda. It quenches my thirst, it hydrates my mouth, and I know if I was in any situation, I'm gonna want a soda or two probably to get me by. So yeah, I carry a little bit of alcohol in my backpack just in case. I'm that guy. As for eating purposes, I actually just got this like survival spork spoon thing. It splits open into a knife, and then you've also got in the bottom here a little like flint and steel dealio, basically, that you can use with the knife. I've not used this one at all, so I can't recommend it either. As for like the flint and steel, I have used it as a spoon for my video where I was taste testing this. It works really well. I typically used to use just like silverware that I would keep in like a plastic bag. I decided to switch it up and go with something that's a little more in the spirit of like a survival bag. I think that also works a little bit better because it comes with this nice little bag and it's easy to wash because it's like plastic and all that stuff. Another thing that I definitely recommend to keep in like an EDC bag or get home bag, just kind of like to keep on you or around and for any reason really, some kind of pain reliever. I keep these really generic Equate pain relievers, acetaminophen 500 milligram tablets. These are really good for if you've got like really bad, if you're in a lot of pain, you pop a few of these suckers and you're gonna feel great. Like 3 to 5 of these, if you're in really bad pain. I mean, like if I've broken a bone, if I got like a cracked rib, if I've got just like a absolute debilitating headache that I should probably go see somebody for, but I'm not because I'm broke. If I'm in, you know, immense amounts of pain or whatever, you pop some of these, you're gonna feel great. At least that works for me. And then before I guess we jump into another specific thing, I guess I'll go ahead and show off the gun oil that I have here. The company that sells this also made the AR lower for this rifle. They don't make a lot of lowers anymore. They still make the gun oil. I would really, this is not a sponsorship, but I personally would really appreciate it if you could go help out this brand. I want to see them do more. I want to see them make more products. I really want to see this gun oil stay in production. So if you go check them out, link in the description below. If you go to the link, you can also go to their like full Amazon page. They also sell hoodies and some other stuff, some other cool merch. It's Umbrella Corp Weapons Research Group. That is literally like their brand name. They have the brand like logo for Umbrella. It's totally legal. It's totally allowed. I would really like for them to be able to get more recognition and be able to sell more products. So please go support this brand. Their gun oil is pretty good. I've been using it for almost 10 years now, like almost exclusively. Exclusively, I've been using this for sure for like about 8 years now, for sure. And I've loved this stuff. It's always worked great for me. Moving on from there, let's go ahead and go over like batteries and stuff like that. I do carry 2 battery banks with me. These are Anker battery banks. I really like Anker products. They work fantastic. They're easy to use. They also come with these little, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, light bar. So that way you can tell what the battery status is. These are really simple ones too. They have more fancy ones that actually tell you like what percentage your battery's at, all that kind of stuff. You can go check them out. Again, link in the description below. And then I've also got a little like wall charger for these. Eventually I want to upgrade to where I have some kind of small solar system. I mean, not a solar system. Eventually I want to get some kind of like solar panel system that I can carry with me in this bag so that I can like charge those on the go without having to use the wall charger. And then I can also do like other stuff with that. I've got some Streamlight batteries over here. In my bag, I usually just carry them in like this little container. I am gonna switch this one because it's not waterproof. So if you're interested in these, you don't care for waterproof, pretty sure I put the link down below. If you want the waterproof ones that I'm looking at getting, at least I think they're waterproof, I've also got the link down there for that. And then I've also got batteries for like my red dot for my AR pistol. I don't carry a red dot on my handguns. I'll talk about that in another video later. Then also a new product to me that I've been hiding on the locker over here is an Olight flashlight. I used to carry a Streamlight flashlight with me. I used to also carry it like in my belt in this little pocket that I've got right here. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it at some point. I have no idea when or where or whatever, so that's gone. But I went and basically started looking at Olight products. Short Shot Tony made a video where he was showing off, I think it was a weapon light, along with 1 or 2 other content creators that I follow. So that kind of piqued my interest at Olight. They were saying basically that they've kind of, you know, revamped themselves, done a lot better recently. They've improved their products a lot. They're not, you know, little exploding devices now. So I figured I would go ahead and take a look at the baton because this is the one that interested me. This does have a back button and a top button. I'll do a full video reviewing this pretty soon. I'm going to work on that actually later today. I'm going to be posting it on my other channel. So if you want to see a video specifically for like my guns, this flashlight, things like that, go check out my link tree in the description below. Everything's in the description below. I feel so excited that I finally got this, my Amazon affiliate links going. I know I didn't really like talk about this earlier, but I am really excited that I was able to like get all that stuff set up. Trying to make a lot of improvements on my YouTube channel, my editing, all that stuff. So I hope that you guys like this. If you could do me a huge favor, hit the like and subscribe button below. That would really help me out as a new content creator. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, I hope. So if you could help me along on that journey, thanks. Go ahead and talk about tools and things like that really quick. So I do carry a just multi-tool kind of sort of thing. This one's a Gunmaster thing. I think they discontinued these, so they're really hard to find now. This basically just comes with a ton of different heads and a screwdriver. That's it. This is super simple. It's really handy though. You'd be surprised how many things you can use this for. You can use it to fix up your guns, to build things, basically like almost anything like you can really think of. I've used this for a great number of things. Almost like this is like a need for EDC. Like I'm not really justifying it very well right now, but this quite frankly is one of the most useful tools in my backpack because I use it almost every day for something. That's why this one's kind of like beat up. This actually like, this one's like super loose and one of these falls right out. Actually, I think it's the, oh, now it doesn't want to fall out. Okay, well, anyway, I also keep a little pair of channel locks. I'm pretty sure that's the name for these. I'm really bad with names. This is another one of those things that you'd be surprised how useful it can be. I haven't been using these as much as I used to, but you'd still be surprised how often you could maybe use a pair of these. Small or big, I like to keep just this little one on me because it fits really neat next to basically everything else. It's basically the same size as my other tools. The other thing I keep on me is a set of just like Allen keys. This is another one of those things that you'd be surprised how many like weird little things have like a weird little Allen key. And I think if I don't have the right size on this, then I probably have it in here. Then over here, I keep a little compass. This is also a new product for me. I didn't used to keep a compass on me because I'm really good at just looking at the sun, knowing the time of day and being like, oh, okay, that way. That way is north, that way is south, whatever. As I've gotten older and I've stopped hiking as much, my senses have kind of dulled a little bit. So now I've figured, let me go ahead and grab a compass just to kind of help me work a little bit faster and all that stuff. Not that letting your skills dull is okay. I definitely need to go practice more and, you know, get better at it again. But yeah, I just think it's nice to have a compass just in case. Can't see the sun on a rainy day. I've also got two little glasses cleaners, one for like my red dot on my AR pistol, another for my glasses, obviously, because I need to wear glasses. And then last but not least, I do carry a couple bandanas on me for multi-purpose. One to help like cover a small wound. I'm not talking about like using this as a tourniquet. That is not gonna happen. You're gonna lose a lot of blood if you try to use one of these as a tourniquet. I promise you, do not do that. Just for like small cuts and scrapes kind of thing, just to cover it so it doesn't get dirt and things inside of it so it doesn't get infected. These are kind of a nice thing to carry because I don't carry like I need to get one. I carry it on my belt and that's kind of why I don't carry it in my bag. I need to change that. Somebody did say that in my last video. I'm working on it. The only reason why I've justified not getting one yet is because of the belt thing where I carry, I carry it on my belt. I know it's not great justification either, okay? I'm totally aware I need to get one just for my bag. That's where I'm at right now. And then last but very not least, I've got the gloves here. These are an extra pair of gloves that I just keep in my backpack. I do keep a pair of gloves in my belt as well, but I like to keep these in my bag just in case I wear these down and I need a replacement, or if I don't have my belt on me that day and I need some gloves to wear. If you're curious, I don't know how well you can see it from the other camera. These are impact gloves from Mechanics. However the hell you say that, I don't know. I like those gloves though, they're really nice. Oh, and then the other reason that I have these as well, just in case you need to like cover your mouth from like dust and stuff like that. That's another thing that you can have bandanas for. I don't carry like the little masks or whatever because those aren't like a multi-purpose thing. I carry these because these are multi-purpose. No, they're not as good as like an N95 mask, but are those really that good? It's still just kind of a piece of cloth. Debate me. All right, that's pretty much everything on the table, other than like the little pen and Sharpie that I have here. I also sometimes keep a notebook in here, but again, that's another item that I've somehow lost. I don't know how I lost that one though, because that one's a really weird item for me to lose. Yeah, now we'll go ahead and go over the belt really quick. This is a Blue Alpha Gear belt. These belts work well for like a beginner belt, I will say. They're not great for like heavy loads like I have. Also, after like a few years of use, they pretty much lose a lot of the rigidity that they have when you first get it, which is why I kind of say it's good for like a beginner belt when you first get it, because it will be good for like a little while. It's good for having a few things on, but once you start really loading it up, like I like to do here for a belt that I'm actually going to be using for serious things, it starts to get kind of flimsy. It starts to weigh down. It doesn't quite hold up the weight as well. I really like the Core Essentials belts. I don't have one that's a battle belt yet, unfortunately. I do have my EDC belt is a Core Essentials belt. That thing, oh my gosh, I've worn that for like, I've been wearing Core belts for, I think, a little over a decade now, if not about 10 years or so. I'm 31. I started carrying when I was 21, so 10 years. And frankly, I've never had an issue with Core belts. When I first started getting Core belts, and they were like the Gen 1 or whatever, I guess you could say, they were a little more flimsy, but they've improved so much over the years. I got the last belt that I have, figured I'd go ahead and get it since I'm talking about it. And I'll get back to this in a second, I'm sorry. I just love Core belts. Again, not sponsored. I just love these guys, so I would love if you guys could go show them some love. Granted, I don't have anything on here, but it still stands up basically straight on its own. Not even locked in. I could just pull it apart. If I lock it in, still good. I really like these belts. I've been able to carry Glock 17, Glock 19 on here. Doesn't bother me really at all. It holds up the weight perfectly fine. And I also carry in my pants like 2 to 3 magazines at any given time, depending on where I'm carrying, things like that. And then I've also got, phone keys, knife, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And it's able to hold up really well with all that weight on it. So just knowing that these belts hold really well, I'm pretty confident that if I choose the Core Battle belt, that I'll be a lot happier. Just wanted to go on that little spiel real quick. Again, not sponsored by Core or Blue Alpha. Just really like Core. Blue Alpha is pretty good. Not that they're bad, they're just, like I said, kind of more of a beginner. And they've also kind of leaned more into that, I feel like, over recent years with their like light line, but I digress. I feel like I always go on a damn rant in these videos. So starting from right to left, because we're gonna do this manga style, I have a little pistol mag pouch here that I use for flashlights because it has this little like carabiner thing at the top. It fits really nice on a lot of flashlights that have like these little like teeth or whatever on the top, because it holds it in there very well. That's why I put this one from Coast on here. This isn't like a, super fancy, like anything like that flashlight. Holster that I've got on here is a Safari Land. Got a Glock 17 with a TLR HL1 or TLR1 HL on here. I've had this for a long time. It's a Gen 4. I really like it. I liked the Gen 4. I know some people said they didn't like the Gen 4 because the finger grooves, all that stuff. I like my finger grooves. Medical pouch that I've got on here is a Mountain Man Gear medical pouch, I believe. I'm not crazy about the dump pouch that I've got. It's a T-Rex Arms dump pouch. I am thinking about switching this out. Basically, every single T-Rex Arms product that I've ever bought, I didn't like, and I've switched out. That's all I'm gonna really say about T-Rex Arms. On the side here, I've got S-Tac Kiwi mag carriers. I've got the rifle and double pistol mag carriers. I've got 3 of them, so that way I have a total of 90 rifle and about 90 pistol as well, give or take. I set this belt up this way because one, it's basically like a battle belt. It's like an actual battle belt. It's not for just, you know, I'm going to the range to have fun. No, this is for like, if things are really bad, I want to carry as much on me as possible to keep me alive. I also want to be able to sustain myself with just the belt if this is all I've got. So that's why I've got medical on here, and then I've got a ton of ammo. I've also got a heavy focus on the pistol mags as well, obviously, carrying 6 of them instead of like 6 rifle mags. I've got 6 pistol, 3 rifle. 1, I've got the extra rifle mags on here. 2, the pistol is probably, if I'm in and around cities, the pistol is something that I can find as a more viable option that I can use a lot more. It's also something that I can, if I actually do it right, that I can draw very quickly. So it's kind of like a, you know, deal with quick threats or quick, you know, blah, blah, blah. The thought process there is basically that I'm treating my secondary as a primary as well, basically. I'm not just depending on the AR pistol. I could also still keep this in my backpack and I could just be running my pistol basically with this kind of a loadout. And I can be confident in it too because I have plenty of ammo. I've got plenty of ammo. even if I run 4 of these mags dry, I've got 4 more mags to replace them. If I have to go through all of this ammo, things are really, really bad, okay? I'm hopefully not gonna use all of this stuff to get home, okay? This is like, I'm just like to be prepared for the worst case scenario. So that's what all this stuff is for, basically. And then I'll go ahead and throw in my nerd fear here. Of course, I'm also afraid of zombies, and frankly, I would rather also be able to switch back and forth between pistol and rifle if I'm dealing with zombies because they might be really up close and dangerous, and I'm not gonna be able to maneuver with a rifle. I'm gonna need a pistol so I can, you know, bah, bah, bah. That's just me. That's just my crazy thought process because I'm a weirdo. Whatever. If you're a weirdo too, hit like and subscribe. So again, if you want to see the tutorial for the jet boil, where I also taste test the spicy Southwest, you can see that. I'll put that actually in the pinned comment below. That's also the channel where I'm going to be posting my like gun videos, my gear reviews, all that stuff. So if you want to see the more serious content that I'm going to start making more of, I have a little bit on that channel already, but I haven't really posted on in a while. So if you want to see that stuff, go subscribe to that channel. Do me a favor over there. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more of the like fun stuff, the video game stuff, you know, the stuff that I post on this channel regularly already, then, you know, subscribe to this channel. Oh, and before I forget, I'll also be doing the Olight review soon that I'll be posting on that channel as well. That's going to be like coming up really soon, hopefully. I want to give the other videos some time, so probably about a week from the time that I post these 2 videos. So see you next time, guys. Have a good one. Bye.